Hello, we're live. Oh, the best place to start. Looks like we should be good. We were getting a little bit of a hiccup going on there, but looks like we should be good now. We're all in the green, so fantastic. Puck's hanging out, licking his foot. How is everybody? Who's here? We have a special guest.
I'm here.
Who's that? Who dis?
It's
New channel. Who dis?
Who dis? New phone. Oh. It's Ilya. What's up?
We've got Ilya here from Sit Down with Debunkers.
Yes, ma'am. That is me.
And how are you feeling today? I hear you're cancer-free.
Yes.
Round of applause, round of applause. Such good news.
I had my last biopsy last week, and there were no cancerous proteins.
Oh, that's fantastic. Congratulations. Yes. And thank you to the community who helped her out.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Gosh, I could not have done it without this amazing community. You all are the best. Love you guys.
So thank you to everyone who donated. Thank you to everyone who was sending well wishes, and thank you for going in over and supporting her channel. If you enjoy that, we were recently covering conspiracy theories about Steve, which was that's a good one. I thought it was fun. I definitely recommend checking out the live chat, because there's nothing sweeter than seeing people live try to start shit and then get debunked by a pre-recorded video.
That's such a true story. And we also had our show today of part 2 on BDSM. So if you wanna hear about how much of a submissive I am, then go watch.
Glorious. Absolutely glorious. So today we're going to talk about a little bit, something that I think is maybe a little bit more personal for Ilya's life. But it's definitely a why are men situation, in my opinion. Now, why are blank, as Nikki pointed out before we went live, is definitely like, you could have this conversation about anything. Women, Karens in particular, men, children. Children are stupid. But today we're going to focus on why are men in particular.
Yeah.
So you guys ready for what I have to show you?
Oh no. No.
No.
Prepared.
No.
So let me give a little preface before we
get
into the content. So, as everyone knows, over the past year I've been going through a divorce. I've been separated for over a year now, living on my own, doing my own thing. But it took a while for the divorce to actually just get final. And a couple weeks ago, the divorce was final. And I posted on Facebook that my divorce was final. Cue the onslaught of single creepy AF men in my DMs.
Oof.
So, and these are people I knew in real life, people I went to school with and grew up with. And it's
Really?
like, yeah, really.
I believe it.
Yeah, so I immediately, after I had 3 or 4 different people with screenshots, I immediately reached out to Chesh and I'm like, Chesh, we need to talk right now. I have content for you. So I sent her all the screenshots. So we'll just start there with my post. Now, this was on my personal Facebook. I know Chesh has redacted out like my real name and then real names in the likes and stuff, but that's where I actually posted, I'm officially divorced, starting over again. Oof. Maybe I'm meant to be single. Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, given the
Enjoy
men
the
that
single
you've
life.
got coming at you,
God.
given the men coming at you in your DMs here, I can't imagine why you would remain single.
Yeah. Just
Yeah,
real quick,
why?
as somebody, yeah, good. I was just gonna say, as somebody who's also been divorced, I had a very similar experience, so I absolutely believe you.
Yeah, for sure.
Go on.
So let's just start with the first one, Chesh.
Okay, so this is the I am officially divorced, starting over again. Oof, maybe I'm meant to be single. Who knows? Give me that. There we go. Whoop, boop. Loading. Loading. I need to get a better system.
Uh-oh.
It's coming. Just give it a second. It is.
Oh, there we go. Beautiful.
So, you blocked this guy.
Oh, God.
I can't imagine why you may have. So let's read through this really quick.
Oh, jeez.
Today has whooped my arse already, lol. Yeah, same. Sort of. Later on, how are you? I'm good, how about you? Bad day to be honest, but dang it. Sorry, what happened? Your eye candy. So, the reason this first one is here is just to give you the context that Ilya was clearly not being, like, sexual person in any way, shape, or form.
No, it's just literally
Chat.
all I said was, how are you?
Oh, she wants to see my dick. She asked me how am I. She is actually asking me, oh, how's your dick? I want to see your dick.
I literally said, how are you?
No, but some guys, like the way they process information, it's like, oh, she asked me how am I? Oh, she's actually asking me about my dick. Or
A
how my
woman
dick feeling
is
today.
being cordial with me. Clearly, they must want some D.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
can I say
calling-
dick?
The whole eye candy thing, that's funny. Like, there are a lot of times where a woman, or a person, I should say, not just a woman, a person would want to be eye candy. They feel complimented, they feel special, but that's in a special situation normally, or if there's some sort of arrangement going on beforehand. To just approach somebody and tell them they are eye candy, it kind of implies that that's the main thing that you see them as. And
Okay.
I don't think many women want to hear that. or
We're
people
about
in
to
general.
we're about to get into that actually.
Yeah.
Your eye candy.
oh.
Ilya responds, You have to talk to me. You have to talk to me some to get to know me to get into my pants. I'm eye candy. That's it. Fucking hell, I have a Harvard Business Analytics certification, black belt in Six Sigma, and I'm a director of director of analysis. I have a brain. Well, I didn't want to be impolite about it. Ouch.
Okay.
Instead of saying that, yeah, like maybe start with like Ilya said, you need to go a long way before you start telling someone that they're eye candy, and you are being impolite from the start if you're saying if that's how you start off. And if you don't know how to interact with women, then don't interact with women. Fuck off.
I'm like, I'm eye candy, that's all? Like, dude, I have a brain. I can talk. We can have a conversation. And then he said, well, I didn't want to be polite about it. Well, okay, then.
Why do you think
Like-
this is polite?
Failed.
Why is your eye
Exactly.
candy polite?
If you're
Well,
trying to be polite, you failed.
Yeah. So
Don't
then
take
it gets better.
Oh god.
Here we go. I have no words. That is the most backhanded compliment I have ever received. I'm not sure whether to say thank you for saying I'm eye candy or block you for not respecting who I am as a person. For fuck's sakes, facepalm. How about this response is the best. How about in the future you earn some respect instead of thinking because you have certifications from Harvard, Sigma will automatically get it for you. It is impressive, sure, but that's it. Shrug. Can anybody please tell me what Ilya said that was disrespectful at all?
She denied him.
Oh,
No.
yeah.
She told him to be respectful. Therefore, that makes her disrespectful. Yeah,
Yes.
Sorry.
Right. She did not
She
graciously.
demanded respect.
She didn't graciously accept his compliment, and
Oh,
therefore
yeah.
she's a horrible person.
She wasn't nice. She wasn't nice.
Yeah, she
I was
didn't.
that-
She didn't
She was
immediately.
direct and honest.
I
How
was
dare you.
very
Didn't,
direct and honest. One thing you will learn is that I am a very transparent and honest person, and so I don't mind someone complimenting my looks and telling me I look beautiful, or telling me that they appreciate my looks or whatever. What I do mind is the fact that that's all I'm seen as, because that's not all I am.
Most women
Like-
will appreciate a compliment about the way they look, but there are ways to go about it that aren't insulting them in other ways. So one thing that I've noticed that men do is they will insult other women as a compliment to a different woman. That does not make you look good. It just makes you a douchebag.
Yeah, it makes you look like someone who puts other people down in order to make someone else look good, and women don't like that. Like,
So-
Majority
It
of the
also
Moon-
shows a fundamental disrespect for the entire gender. Like,
Yeah.
it's a pick-me mentality, but it's also feeding into this "I'm not like other girls" mentality too. Like,
Well,
that's misogyny. "I'm not
it-
like other girls" is inherently misogynistic, and people don't realize
Oh, yeah.
that.
I
Yeah.
would
There's a
agree
disconnect, too.
with Mike here in saying that just because you have these things doesn't earn you respect. I agree with that. However, that has to come with another caveat. All humans deserve a degree of respect because they are humans. And in my opinion, you should start out at a neutral zone. Everybody is neutrally gets this respect no matter what, period. And then, based on their behavior, you start moving into either less or more respect based on how they conduct themselves. This person conducted themselves like a douchebag. Ilya was like, bro, that's kind of rude. And he was like, well, you don't get respect from me automatically, because fuck you.
Yeah.
You can get on my
You
dick.
just get to be an object of desire from the start. You don't
Right.
get to be treated as a human, as an equal human who might, I might start with, "Hey girl, how you doing today?" And then take it from there, like, how's life been? Or like, what you're doing in life right now? Or maybe what you like, what you don't like, what's your favorite food? Maybe, like, get to know her as a person, and maybe not reduce her as an object of desire.
Or if you
Fucking
want
is
to
not that
present, maybe if you want to compliment somebody's looks, you compliment something specific about them that you appreciate, and not calling them eye candy, which is a lot of times a derogatory term as a woman who doesn't bring anything else to the table except the way she looks.
Right.
Like, yeah.
Like, if
Right,
he
I
just
agree
said,
with that.
hey, you know what, you have really lovely eyes, and you responded this way, I probably would have been like, that's kind of uncalled for. That was kind of off. He wasn't, that wasn't a backhanded compliment.
I've had plenty
Exactly.
of other people like say, you have beautiful eyes, or you have a great smile. I am never disrespectful or pissed off at that. But
Right.
to sit there and say you are eye candy, and then I say I'm eye candy, that's it.
Right.
It's like, no, I have a brain. Have a simple conversation with me. I mean, and this is someone who I grew up with.
Oh, wow.
So
This
Saying
is
that
somebody
you
who
don't
should
get
know
respect
better.
Off the bat, where have you ever demonstrated that you don't deserve respect in your history of relation with him? Is what I wonder.
She
Yes,
just
He's
did
making
in the
it
chat.
sound. Huh?
She just
What's
did
that?
in the chat. sorry, sweet. Go on.
Oh, I'm not sure what that was too. No, it's just it's just amazing to me to think that you demand that somebody else earn respect from you, but you're not willing to.
Right.
You're disrespecting them right away. Where are they supposed to have a good rapport with you if your initial reaction is disrespect? And even if the disrespect wasn't meant, the proper response is then, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to disrespect you. I was trying to compliment you, and I'm sorry. It's not hard. I mean, because we do it too. Like, I've done it to people where I've kind of crossed the line. It happens. You don't mean to. You think you're more comfortable. You think you're in a certain space. And
Well,
I'm not
it's-
just talking about flirting either. It's in any conversation.
It's a matter.
have
What
to
you'll
respect,
notice.
yeah.
What you'll notice, I think, is in this situation, people will say that Ilya blew it out of proportion. Right? People will say that, oh, well, Ilya made a big deal out of nothing. It's like, she's not the one making a big deal here. She was just like, what, I'm
Ilya
only
was
eye
nice.
candy? Like, I have more to offer than just the way I look. And then he blew it up into nothing. It's not like you told him he was an asshole until, he acted like an asshole.
Yep.
I wouldn't
Aw.
have reacted that way either if in my initial response to him to say, hey, I do have more than just looks. I have a brain. I can carry on a conversation. Had he responded with, I didn't mean it like that. Sorry.
Yeah,
whatever.
if he had responded along the lines of you said like, man, I've got other things, and he should have been, his response, if he wanted to impress you, should have been like, you know what, you do, and your looks just made me completely forget about how smart you are. I was just I'm an idiot,
be
and
clever
you are
about it.
absolutely
You know-
right. That would have been
Oh, you
way
know what?
more
I
Use your
impressive.
brains, for fuck's sake.
You know, one of my favorite excuses is, oh, it's just 2020, and I'm, you know, it's a dry spell, and I can't help myself.
Oh god.
Guys,
Ugh.
Like, and I can empathize. It's been a dry spell for me too. It's hard, but
It's
I can't say
COVID.
hard without getting frustrated.
It's
Still,
COVID.
Don't take that out on other people.
I totally get it. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I can handle the flirtiness. I can handle all of that. I love, you know, the flirting and and everything else. It's not that. It's
Yeah.
the fact that if you're trying to talk to somebody, don't lead with stupidity, especially someone you know.
Yeah,
Right?
it's like
Yeah.
if you have a good rapport to the point where you think you can say this, and then they respond with the way you said that could have easily been taken in like a friendly, joking manner. Welcome, Todd, for joining the GoldenUnicorn scripts. I will boop the tweet of Puck for you for joining. So thanks. Puck's in the chat. For anybody who's a member, Puck's in the chat.
Okay.
You want to do the
this
next
was
one?
Actually, this
Yeah, oh,
was
go ahead.
actually probably the least offensive one.
Probably.
Jesus.
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. It gets a little worse.
Oh no. Okay. Okay. Guys. Some guys, seriously. Lord.
Are we ready?
I do want to preface this to say that it's not always men. Women do this too, right?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
well that's what we said at the beginning. This is the YR can be
Thing.
yeah, can be angry. All right, let's see what the next one is. See how long it takes to load. Take your bets. Oh, that was fast. I liked this one. This one was probably my favorite. I started adding goblins to the pictures just so they would all be the same size.
It's so appropriate. Anyways, the gobble works.
Oh my gosh, this is the best one
Oh.
ever.
Are you ready?
Let's do this.
I take Welburton. Welbertrin?
Wellbutrin.
Welbutrin.
Wellbutrin, I guess.
Okay,
Yes.
some kind of drug.
It's
I
a
have to talk to my therapist about how big your boobs are, and I never got to touch them or nothing ever, and I lose sleep over it, and I'm having some issues with it. We'll get it figured out.
That's either profoundly honest,
Like-
or I don't know. It's TMI honest, if it is honest.
Get it? Like, it's really good that you recognize what's going on with you, but why do you have to inflict it on
No.
others? Like,
How is
why
this?
do you-
Yeah, how is this Ilya's problem at all in any way?
Yeah.
You see my response. What? You lose sleep first. Never
Those must
seen
be
my
some
boobs.
amazing knockers, Ilya.
I want to see Ilya's boobs now because
I know,
not
right?
only have I
I'm
not
curious.
gotten to touch them, but I also have not seen them, and thus cannot. I'm losing sleep for a whole nother reason.
The stream
I
is
need
getting
to know.
counterproductive. Now we're all perving on Ilya.
Ilya also joined the
Perfect.
Goblin
Just
conscript, so boop.
Just
I'm sorry.
imagine the mentality, though. Just imagine the mentality of this. Somebody is not only taking the time to message somebody about something incredibly inappropriate, like, hey, I'm losing sleep over not seeing a private body part that you have, but then also losing sleep over not seeing someone's boobs. How does that make sense?
And why are you telling the other person this? Like, how
Yeah, that's my
profoundly
point.
crazy do you have to get? Did your therapist tell you this was a good idea?
Listen,
Talk to the person, really?
The only time that's okay, I guess, is if you have a long relationship, sexual, with that person, and you miss them,
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, I'm losing sleep over not being able to touch your boobs.
That's still a weird
Exactly.
thing to
So-
say.
for full transparency,
Uh-huh.
he and I never dated, not once. We grew up together and graduated
crap.
high school together. Never once dated, nothing. I will say this though, if my boobs are the answer to anxiety and depression, I will gladly give them to everyone.
Well, congratulations. Ilya can
For a
now
price.
Ilya can now gatekeep anybody who no longer wants to have depression or anxiety. She is the arbiter and gets to
Oh,
decide.
shit.
If you have it, it's just because Ilya
They do
doesn't like
help.
you, man.
I'm
Yep.
just saying, you know, if you're depressed and you need to pick me up, just message me and say, hey, can I see your boobs? I'm really having a bad day.
Kindly.
Can I see your
kindly.
boobies?
With respect.
At least that would be asking
Sorry.
nicely. That's better than this guy. This guy's trying to guilt trip you into into tits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Every
Ugh.
night you don't
Tits.
show me your tits, I lose an hour of sleep.
I do have a feeling that when we hang up, my messenger is going to be blowing up from Sweet Heat and saying, can I see your boobs?
I'm having a bad day. Can I see your tits?
Books, please.
It's gonna be
Books,
before the
please.
stream's over.
Books,
I'm too
please.
lazy to do it now.
You just hear clickety clack. Just
Oh, Steve said Moon's boobs are medicinal.
And here's the thing, it's true. Boobs are therapeutic. There are lots of people who get a lot of comfort, male or female, from resting their head on a good chest, right? That's not a bad thing.
No.
The way this guy is expressing it is not healthy. That's bad.
But, like,
Don't do that. It's okay
like,
to feel
I-
that way.
Yeah. Like Shesh said, it's
Jesus.
manipulative. Number one, you're trying to guilt trip someone, and number two, if you have recognized a problem and you have spoken about it with the therapist, why did you not talk to your therapist before? Like, is it okay if I talk about this with the subject of fantasy? You know, subject of my fantasy. Is it okay if I talk to them about it? And then, why do you have to inflict it on that person? Why is it their business? Or
If
their
you
problem?
go ahead and let's say you have so there's like a high percentage of women who have rape fantasy for sex.
Yeah.
It's relatively
And
it's like a relatively high
different
number too.
levels,
Mhm.
Right,
There's
yeah,
different levels.
exactly.
That's important.
So, would it be appropriate for a woman to say to a man, "Hey, I want you to rape me," just out of left field? Every night you don't rape me, I lose sleep.
Oh god.
Or
But it's like
I'm sorry. I'm just really
mean,
tempted to say that to one of my friends now and just see what happens.
oh my god.
Like, I'm sorry, it was a social experiment.
social
Let me
experiment.
go to work. Let me go to
Um,
work and say that.
Hawkskull said anti-tit depressants. Anti-tit,
Yeah.
like tits. And Kawasa for 10 said maybe the guy should get one of those Opie mouse pads for his mental health. Ooh, that's a good idea. I love that. I used to have a boob mouse pad, but it was a dude, so he just had really big pecs. And it was so good for my wrist. I miss it, and I need to get a new one. Also, boop for Puck. He got boop.
Hey, boopity boop.
Boop boop.
Boop, that's Snoop. Alright, you want the next one?
No. Oh yeah. This is so like.
That,
really
and if
don't
it's a rape fantasy the other way, like, hey, I'm in therapy to and I have a rape fantasy about you, whether you're a man or a woman,
Helios.
sending that to the subject is just like, no.
Helios just said, Ilya, I did not just do a thing. He sent me a message on Twitter. I'm having a hard day. Can I see your boobs?
How dare you release
Hey.
DMs like that, Ilya? How could you?
Dare I say, you asked for it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
and Travis
Being
makes
respectful.
a good point. Rape fantasies are simply fantasy. All roleplay involves consent. Exactly. Which is why it's totally inappropriate for you to unprompted tell somebody about your rape fantasies about them when they're the subject. No!
Why?
Also, I'm sorry, this
such a
has to be
hard
said,
concept?
since we're talking about it.
Yeah.
Some people don't seem to understand that if you say that you have a certain fantasy or a certain fetish, it doesn't mean that you want that from everybody or anybody.
Yes.
Yeah.
Having the
Yes,
fantasy
yes.
is not
With
consent.
certain people, it feels good for you. Yeah.
Correct.
Absolutely, yeah.
Correct.
It's literally the fantasy being fulfilled is just as important as the person you're having the fantasy about and or with. Like,
Exactly.
like I cannot explain to you how lucky I got with the person I found to help me with my certain fantasies and stuff. So
I know. I'm waiting on
Yay.
my person, whoever that person's
Yeah.
going to end up being.
The thing is with stuff like this is like red flag. This is red flags every way, which way possible. This is, like, you send a message like this is a way for you to guarantee that you're not gonna get a picture of tits. Or you're gonna get a picture that is
Never,
not their
never.
tits.
Ever.
I feel like I would send
he
a
has more red flags than a USSR history.
This is the kind of thing where I would want to go to a male friend of mine and be like, hey, listen, I need you to send me a picture of your balls, but I need you to put nipples on them.
Google and Photoshop. You know? That's great.
Of course, we get someone in the chat. Girl in the pink has a big booty. Nice.
Oh, like, oh, are they talking
Oh,
about
yes.
me?
Yeah,
Are
they're talking
they
about you.
About this booty?
Hey!
Manya has an awesome booty.
Yes. Okay.
Next one.
DM.
Whoever complimented me, thank you. I appreciate that compliment.
DM's Manya. Can I see that booty?
Oh, there you go.
I think all of the DMs are going to be a mess after this.
My DMs are always a mess. I can't, like...
Yeah, a different kind of mess. I don't know.
Maybe a more entertaining
Subscribe to
mess.
Manya's OnlyFans.
Yes.
Oh, I
Oh,
need to
I
start one.
wish.
I need to start one. Seriously.
Yes.
Yes,
Alright.
ma'am.
Start one all together.
Yeah.
Yes. The that time of the month OnlyFans.
I've already got one open.
Oh,
I already
interesting.
have one open and may or may not have been in discussions already, but you know, don't worry about it. Okay. So
Oh, jeez. Oh, this one.
with
Oh,
the
geez.
right partner, sex is great. I
That's
love
a
sex,
typo.
but no means no. Well, we live close and I'm clean. Convincing. I mean, I'm
Is it a
turned on now.
negotiation or something like that? What the fuck is wrong with you?
No.
That's when I say, okay, come over with your papers. Let me see you're clean. I want them dated yesterday. At the
Oh,
30.
absolutely. If people like to brag about that stuff, I'm like, bring it. That's fine. Do it.
I-
See.
I am so confused by this. Like, why is this supposed to be, like, are we scraping the bottom of the barrel here that there are no other options? Like, the only thing you have to provide is you don't have an STD?
Yes.
Oh yeah, like oh yeah, attraction doesn't matter, you know, chemistry doesn't matter, you know, the fact that she might like you when she sees you or something like that doesn't matter at all.
Oh, it
Like
gets
some chicks
better.
dig that, alright? Some chicks dig that. They're just like, okay, you're clean, okay fine, just let's have a quickie and just like get it done and dusted.
Well, yeah,
But-
if you're looking for a hookup,
but-
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But every
When
person
someone
is
said
not
no.
me, okay?
Ah!
Well, you need to initiate
when
and be
someone
that,
said
having
no,
that conversation.
Shut
Yeah.
up. Yeah,
Right.
Like,
Exactly.
Like, can you
And
imagine
in a
being like...
conversation too, you can always just say, well, I'm not clean, so bye.
Ooh, there you go.
Like-
That's a really good way to get people to leave me alone.
Yeah, there you
So
go.
yeah, we live close and I'm clean. Great.
I am
Find
I-
someone who cares.
The thing that boggles my mind is, hey, you down to fuck? Question mark. No thanks. But I live close and am clean. Why is that convincing at all?
No
Oh,
means
Those are the
no.
reasons.
you know, it's he's talking about like, you know, when you go shopping and you know you like it if it's near your house. So he's like, oh yeah, you can come and shop around, you know,
Oh my
and
god.
maybe take a few things of mine before you leave.
It's almost like, imagine like door-to-door salesman knocking on your door and like, hey, you want to have sex? I'm clean and I'm local. Call me anytime. Like, it's like he's
Here's
trying to
my
sell
number.
a product
Yeah.
that she already said she doesn't
male
want, but he's sticking his foot in
prostitute.
the door and not letting it go.
So
Like
this is-
it's It's not even prostitution. Like, ugh.
Yeah, so there's this thing here that I enjoy. I'm clean,
Men aren't good enough
non-judgmental.
for prostitution.
Apparently this guy is non-judgmental. Done lost interest, question mark? Don't lost interest? You bitch, you never had it. She said no.
Yeah.
Done lost interest. Don't ghost me.
Don't ghost me.
I think so. What he's saying that, are you done pretending to lose interest in me? Don't ghost me.
Don't
No,
ghost
no,
him.
he's asking.
Oh, God.
Have you lost interest in me even though we were talking before?
I
Da,
see.
da, 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 da.
Yeah,
These are
maybe.
a minute of each other, by the way, if you notice. These are all within a minute.
Oh wow.
Oh well.
That's an issue a lot of people have. They think that a conversation equals interest. It doesn't.
Well, they think a
It's
compliment
interest in the
equals interest.
conversation of the person as a person. But yeah, like, if you're talking to somebody sometimes and engaging in a conversation, and maybe it's even a little flirty, but that to make the jump from that to this person definitely wants to have sex with me or is really interested, there's a whole misstep or steps in there. Is all.
Yeah, I mean, I can
And
understand.
even if you, sorry.
Go ahead.
Like, even if, like, okay, there are some steps there, and if you jump those steps and ask the question, and the other person's like, nah, dude, shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up and back off and be like, okay, I messed it up, sorry. You know, that's it. That's all you have to do. Like, why is it like when someone says no, these guys like these, their ego is so fragile that, like, they just totally go nuts and offensive. Like, what the fuck is
How
like,
could you reject
wrong
me?
with
I'm
you?
clean and local, and so I'm convenient.
Yes.
Like a
So,
convenience store.
yeah.
If
So he
somebody
keeps
has to
messaging
tell
me
you
back to
that,
back.
yeah, if somebody has to tell you that they're clean, red flag, red flag, red
Oh, yeah.
flag.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And they're trying to compensate or for something.
It's kind of sad because he's not even going with, you know, I'm huge or I'm really good with my tongue. Like, there's no allusion to his
Yeah.
skill.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm
Yeah.
clean. That's the best you can offer. No.
Yeah.
No.
Sweet's just talking about, like, my tongue, and I'm like, damn it, Sweet.
Hey, you're the one that
you.
talked about tongue twisters and penises. I saw that.
To be fair, Manya, you were the one
God.
jiggling your booty already.
Mm.
She's like, oh, you fuck.
I did that.
Alright, so
Well,
Ilya responds with, dude, I never had interest. You're so fucking lame. Why don't you grow up and
Nice.
understand that no means fucking no, you asshat. No need to talk like that. Take your fat ass and ghost.
Oh yeah, I will keep on, like, I'll keep on hounding you, and I'll keep on insulting you. Oh, but you need to talk nice to me, right, you asshat? Seriously.
Hawkskull just said this stream has more red flags than a Soviet military parade.
I literally just made the most
Yeah, it's a
similar
very
joke
similar
with that,
joke.
and I
Yeah.
am sick of it.
And it was a while
But that
ago
one was
too,
better.
so yeah.
That one was way
Call me
better.
out, Hawkskull.
So if you want full transparency,
His was better.
if you want full transparency, I feel like we've been going in order of bad to worse. This last set is downright fucking scary.
Oh, but yeah,
But-
the very last one? Yeah.
Yes, it's downright scary. Like,
I'm
to
not
the point
surprised.
where
Yeah.
it's like, what the fuck?
Let me at him. Let me at him.
Alright. I gotta go back to the beginning. It's gonna take a second for it to
But
load.
I will
Anyone
say, for
Just
someone
make a
who
gif out of that.
thinks I'm a fat ass, he sure was trying to tell me how
Get that
convenient
booty.
he was to come.
That's-
Yeah.
We've seen that in so many things we've covered even on this show that,
Yes.
that people will start flirty and like, you're so beautiful and I love you and I want to pleasure you. And like, nah, no thanks or whatever, that's rude, I don't want to be into it. Well, I was just lying anyways. You're not that hot. You know, you're ugly and
You were
you
so
know, I was trying to do you a
lie.
favor.
People won't even like do that. They'll like talk to you, and you'll be like, "Oh, I'm not interested. It's okay." And
So
then they'll be
this-
like, "Oh, well, you're fat anyway." It's like, I was fat when you started talking to me. I didn't change my face.
Poor girl. I was doing you a favor. Nobody's going to like that fat ass, so I thought maybe I'll do you a favor, you know, and play on your insecurities and try and manipulate you in that.
Obviously, the
Yes.
best way to
Thank
insult a
you.
woman isn't to insult how they look physically because you're sexist. There are way better, more amusing insults you could go with. Stop being such a bottom tier bitch.
No kidding. This one is so scary. This one actually creeped me the fuck out because I didn't respond at all, and it was back to back to back to back.
Yeah, you can see the times. You can see the
Dude,
All right, you ready?
you should report him, actually.
Oh, he's been reported and blocked. But go ahead and read, Chesh, for the audience.
Should I do it in ASMR style?
Yes, please.
Oh.
Because he's clearly trying.
Extra cringe.
I'll take you on a drive too, if you. Hey, Puck's head turned as soon as I started doing that. Puck was like, "What are you doing?"
Like, sing to me and I'll go to sleep to your lullaby.
I'll take you on a drive too if you want. We can drive, jam out till we get tired or lost. Do you want to see each other? And if so, don't send me to the next. I am trying to let you know I like you and want to go out. What the fuck would you like to fucking do? Get the fuck back here. Okay, damn, I was just trying to play that role. I thought you liked. So will you please come back and tell all others goodbye? You got me now. Don't take me so serious. Like I would be over dominant, honey bear. I really just want to go out with you, okay? When you decide you want to be cared about for real, I will love to be with you, okay? I'm not mean or aggressive like that, but I can do what you want. Please know I like you. I'd love to show up with a fat little puppy and watch it kiss you and see you giggle and smile, or 100 puppies, LOL. Are you there? Hello?
I have to stop because 100 puppies, I'm kind of interested again. Like, I'm listening. 100 puppies. Like, if you can actually bring 100 puppies to my house, I'll talk to you.
I had to try and like this guy's energy was just like all over the place. Trying to match that was
That was awful. Oh my god.
That was so creepy.
the best
And
part about
so-
it. Hold up, look at this. 947, 950, 951, 952, 953, 958, 10, 10, and 10.
Yep. And I didn't message back not once. Not once.
Nope.
But
Godless.
what really freaked me out was the get the fuck back here.
Yeah.
I wasn't even there. I wasn't even fucking there.
You
Like,
never
I'm not even
answered.
responding.
Godless Cover for 5 said, "This is so effed up. I just can't comprehend sending messages like this to a woman." Boop. Puck has been
And
beeped.
that's why you're a good one.
Oh my god.
I
think-
so. Let me just be very honest with you.
Yeah,
so this
please.
was all after I posted on Facebook. Hey, my divorce is final. Okay.
Yeah, that one we
So-
showed right at the beginning. Yep.
Yeah. So shortly thereafter, I posted on Facebook, which I did not send this to Chesh, but I posted on there, I'm really afraid to even talk about being single anymore because it's creepy AF out there.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I mean-
There's the reason why people viewed this as some kind of reason to instigate, right? You like, because all you said was, "Hey, my divorce is finally through. Yay, I don't have to deal with that anymore." Seemed to be viewed as an invitation, which it nowhere in that did you say you were looking at all.
Oh, the most I said after that, which was after I had initially posted that, and I can even get you the dates because you saw that was like November the 19th and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that was early on. I did make a post afterwards, and I'm trying to find it here because I'm actually looking at my Facebook right now. But I posted on here about, so how do you date at almost 40? Like, do you ask him if he has a 401k and here it is, November 24th. So it was after all those messages. And I posted, I'm afraid to even post I'm single here. The creeps are in full force these days. So instead of putting divorced or single, where's the option for maybe interested, but do you have tacos and a 401k? So
tacos are very convincing. I'd be convinced by tacos.
Yeah. Food.
Yes.
Food.
Even
You
more
can
so than
convince me through
puppies.
food, yes.
Oh yeah, I'm super easy. You feed me, I'll love you forever.
yes.
The thing is that I don't understand why some people think that just because someone's single, it is an invitation to get into a relationship. Why do certain people think that someone has to be in a relationship all the time? Or if they're not dating someone, they're available on the market all the time? Like, why is that mentality there? I don't get it. Okay,
I can't
get it
imagine
that
why you would want
wanna
to break from
try.
dating after getting a divorce.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
okay,
imagine.
I get it. You want to try, but maybe try and get to know the person first, and maybe try to get to know whether even if they're interested in something like
Well,
that or
that's
not
the
before
thing,
jumping into DMs and like boobies.
Right.
These are people who knew her, though. These aren't randoms.
Yeah.
That's
Oh
the
God.
Yes. So here's the thing.
Hiya.
For the single guys in the audience who are taking notes, big boobs. Saying that big boobs don't count if you're fat is like saying, well, a big dick doesn't count if that's your personality.
Hey,
Don't be a dick.
Shots fired.
Just don't be a dick.
It's
There
really
is a
not that
way
difficult. It's true.
To talk to women. Don't be a dick.
How
Like,
about
why
talk to
don't
them
you
like
see
they're
them
a
as humans? It's like,
Right.
come on, man. They're
talk to
your
them like they're a
equals.
human being.
Treat them as equals. Like if
Yeah.
let's try and understand. If you were with your male friend, would you do that, something like that to them? Like, oh yeah, nobody would like your fat ass anyways. Would you say something like that to your friend?
Maybe.
Banter, but not in a serious situation.
Right.
I mean,
come
like,
on.
does Mr. Serious send messages to C. McRae saying that he loses sleep over not seeing his penis?
You don't know that, Ilya. You don't know that.
Yeah, I think that's between Mr.
Why is that
Serious
so
and Steve
weird
McRae.
to
That
me?
is not our business.
I'm just asking for a friend.
For a
Okay,
friend.
for a friend.
And obviously, it's
Definitely not
different
Mr.
because
Serious.
if there's not sexual attraction there, no, they're not going to banter like that with their friends because they're obviously there's a difference, right?
Oh, Mr.
Right.
Serious just confirms. I do send Steve messages like that all the time.
There you go. See, Mr.
Yeah,
Serious.
but does he answer? Do you get dick pics back?
I don't get those messages, Mr. Serious. That's what makes me sad. Nobody
Mr.
does.
Serious.
You
never
see
sends
out-
me
you
a
want
message
Mr.
asking
Serious
for
to-
your
Serious will
penis?
send me
Yeah.
creepy messages.
Oh,
See,
geez.
this is the kind of thing. You say something like that, and then other guys, they'll come back and like, well, women say they want men to be direct and they want them to do these things. There's a difference between being honest and direct and being what we've seen tonight so far. Those are
Correct.
very different things. Being honest about being sexually attracted to somebody, being open and just saying, listen, I just want you to know that, I find you attractive. I'm wondering if you want to go out or whatever, however you want to phrase it. Everybody's different. But that to me should be received differently anyways, like, because there are people who overreact, right? Because sometimes guys or women will try to be honestly direct. They're well-intentioned. They're just being honest. And they're doing it the best way they can. And people will flip out on them. People will take it badly. People will get offended when they're talking to them the way maybe their previous date or whatever was okay with.
Right.
Like there are some things that I'm okay with that I know other women are okay with. And there are some things other women are okay with that I'm not okay with. And I think that testing the waters is such a big part of conversation and getting to know somebody.
Yes.
Stop the cookie cutter. This is how you talk to women. This is how you talk to men. It doesn't work.
They're
everybody.
people. Talk to them like they're people. If you're
Yeah.
interested in
Yeah.
somebody, be interested in them. If you're only interested in having sex or a one night stand, that's okay. But be upfront about it. But being upfront about it doesn't
Yes.
mean be an aggressive
Maybe
asshole.
then, what I would suggest them, if they're interested
Be
in
funny!
something like that, if you're interested in something like that, like a one night stand or just sex, pay for it. Go to a prostitute. Pay for it.
Right.
Well, no,
Go
that's
to a
the
sex
thing.
worker.
It's like,
I mean,
Oh yeah,
charity
you kind of
exists.
fool
Well,
them, so you're gonna
constantly.
try and hook up with someone and pretend that you like them. Yeah, right.
Well, yeah, don't lie.
Don't pay for it.
Don't
Exactly.
lie. I hate
think
it
that
when
they're-
men lie about their intentions and attempt to be friends with you because they
Yeah.
want to sleep with you.
Yeah.
Then when you don't feel the
Yeah.
same way, they get
Oh,
mad like you
that's
put
like
them in
the
a
worst.
friend zone, and it's like, bitch,
Exactly.
you put yourself in this position and lied to me. Fuck you.
Exactly.
Men aren't
Asshole.
legit
Like-
anymore.
She pissed me off.
So I do want to say, like, not all guys are shitty. There's
Oh, absolutely.
there are, for every one bad guy, there's 100 good guys. Maybe that's a little exaggerating. Okay, for every one good guy, there's another one good guy, bad guy, whatever. But
We don't know the ratio.
we don't know the ratio, really. But there are really, really, really good men out there too. The problem is that it's guys like these that give them a bad name, and it's guys like these that make it harder for good men to approach women because
Right.
Yeah.
because what that does is it does, this is just in the past 3-4 weeks of what I've gotten, in messages and stuff, right? So, I am not going to candy coat anything for anybody. If I'm not into you, you're going to know it, obviously. I think I made that pretty clear, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But
Like,
at
yeah,
the same time, I'm not going to also, I don't know. I think that men like this are an issue, period. And they
Well,
need
sometimes
to
they're
be,
dangerous.
And yeah, that last one that we saw scared the living shit out of me.
Well, and there was also
Because-
that guy was like, I live near and I'm clean. And it's like, if I've already said no and your response to me is, but I'm nearby,
Especially if
Yes.
you've already been in an abusive relationship, be it physical or emotional, for somebody to come at you that way,
Yeah.
Ugh.
there's just so much. Like, I don't know if
And-
they realize what they could be potentially putting somebody through with it, but at the very best, they're not thinking about protecting you or considering your feelings at all, obviously. But
And it's no secret to anyone who knows me what I've been through in the way of abuse and what I've been through in the way of rape. And I'm not going to get on that subject. Hold on just a second.
It's a lot.
I think
and
a few
people
of us here have been through similar
Yeah,
things.
Yeah.
You're an
Yeah.
asshole person if you already know what this other person has been through, and you're still, the way you approach that person is like these three have. You are disgusting, man. Like, have some humanity.
somebody
Like, are
in
you
the
so blinded by your boner that you don't care what the
Okay.
other person has gone through? Like,
So-
fuck you.
So I will say
Yes.
that one of the people who messaged me actually was one of the best friends of my rapist. So
I'm so
they
sorry.
absolutely knew what I had gone through. So,
Ugh.
That makes my blood boil.
Oh
So-
my
You
god.
motherfucker!
For the love of fuck.
Fucking bastard!
yes. So here's the thing. Here's the issue that I run into is that there is little to no respect for what could be triggering to somebody, right? So
Right.
like today's episode that we had on BDSM, we had Slim Cyborg on, and one of the things he said was they were doing a scene, right?
Mhm.
And a girl had a major breakdown, and it wasn't because they were going too hard or anything. It's because something touched her in a way that
Trigger. Yeah.
Yes.
Mm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
there are
That's common.
lots of things that can be triggering, and having someone message me that sincerely was around at that time and was one of the best friends of the man or the asshole who raped me was that was a little bit triggering for me. to say the least.
There's one thing. Okay, so it's not on anybody else to know or necessarily tiptoe around you. However, when you are well aware and this person is your friend, maybe be a little bit considerate, especially if you want to get your dick wet. Especially if you want them to like you. Like, what the fucking why?
Yeah.
So there's a thing that I saw, and it totally applies here, and it said, not all men, but definitely fuck this guy. That's this whole stream.
Yeah.
What the fuck? There's somebody in the chat who is a MGTOW, and he said that sometimes we just want to scare you a bit to make you feel shitty like we do when you reject us. And there's a lot to unpack just in that. Do you guys want to try and touch that?
You don't have, you know what? You know, I'm just going to say this very, very, very clearly. You don't have the power to scare anyone just because you want us to feel shitty because we reject you. What you need to do is see a therapist and learn how to deal with your rejection issues.
Exactly.
And figure out what needs to heal inside of you so you're not treating people like shit in the process of healing.
It's like
It's not even treating people like shit, it's breaking down their sense of safety. That's way more than treating people shitty. Like,
Yeah, nobody's doing that to you. Nobody, like, when you're
like
rejected,
if someone
it's
rejected
not
to be
personal a lot of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, if someone rejected to be a friend, if someone said I don't want to be a friend, I'm pretty sure you won't react in this way. Why is it that when someone reacts, says I don't want to be a sex partner or even a partner, that some people just go off the charts and take it so personally? That means you have something going on in you. There's some insecurities you need to work on, and you need to go to a therapist and not inflict what you are going through on other people. It's not other people's problem to cater to your insecurities. It's not our job. It's your job to look after those insecurities and make sure that you don't inflict them on others. So yeah, if you feel shitty when someone tells you, listen mate, I don't think so, you got some work to do on yourself. Just saying, in a very nice way.
Go ahead, sweet.
No, sorry, there's like pauses. No, and another thing too is it's not, it's not from a lack of empathy. I don't know about anybody else here on this panel. I've been rejected plenty of times. I know what that feels like. I know it's hard. It hurts.
Yeah.
And you feel like it's you, and it can be the most devastating feeling. Of course it can. But how you handle it is what defines you as an adult, not a man, not a woman, as an adult. Little kids freak out about rejection. Oh, Susie doesn't like me. I'm going to go pull her pigtails. Like, that's not how adults act. It's just not. But it's good to acknowledge that. At least they're admitting where they're coming from. I appreciate that a lot, because at least they're talking about the reality of what they're trying to do. And
yeah, they're addressing the issue, not just
of their psychological state. Yeah. And that's a really great step. I hope that they're moving forward with that and trying to fix it, realizing it's the wrong way to behave and not an excuse.
Well, I think there's something that has to do with punishment and fitting the crime. Because somebody doesn't want to have sex with you doesn't mean that they've said anything negative about you whatsoever. Yeah. Nothing. Zero. Yeah. So to try to attack somebody, to hurt their self-esteem, to hurt them because you got hurt by an inoffensive comment or an inoffensive answer to a question, your punishment is not fitting the non-existent crime.
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like,
hopefully that's a good answer for you.
Yeah, if someone rejecting you is kind of inducing such feelings in you, then you need to work on that.
And I want to be clear, nobody on this panel, after you even were to say that, attacked you. Nobody went at you. Nobody said you're a bad person. What we gave you was an answer from our perspective, maybe a little bit more of a horizon of options about how to look at a situation, and also an encouragement to help you and yourself. We're not laughing at you. We're not making fun of you. We're not saying you're evil or men are evil. That's never the and that won't be the case.
Honestly, some women can be worse.
Oh God!
Yeah,
oh, absolutely!
Oh,
women can be evil, evil, evil.
There
It's
are
not
some
just
women
men.
who will
People are
reject
broken.
you
lot of
in a
people have
way.
issues.
There are assholes
Yes.
everywhere, as I say. Every
Yeah.
woman can be an asshole.
There are
You're
women
an
who will.
asshole.
Ilya's experience, though, is with men because she,
Right.
I assume, is at least primarily into men, or at least they get that message, so they're the ones going after her.
Well, no, listen,
know,
what she
like-
identifies is not relevant to them. They would do that anyway.
Well, I know, but
Yeah.
I'm just like thinking that, again, like if she was an open lesbian or if she was a guy and she was, you know what I mean? Like there would be, we could have a different conversation with a different person that probably has DMs that are psychotic from women. Of
Oh,
course.
there are absolutely women who are just as
should.
hurt
And we
and
will.
just as broken inside as some of these men going after Ilya are, and they will reject you in a way to try to hurt your feelings. But what you need to understand is to not internalize that. That's a problem with them, not a problem with you. And the same way how Ilya getting these kinds of messages is not a problem with her. They're trying to hurt her and, like Nikki said, break down her safety net. They're trying to harm her, but that's not her fault. She doesn't need to internalize that like there's something wrong with what she did or she said, because there was nothing. So that's a them problem. Right?
And it's even worse because they know Ilya and they know they might know like what
They're
she
trying to
likes and
hit
what
things.
She does not like.
Well, they're
And
trying to
they
hit
try
things to harm her,
manipulate
yeah.
her even further. So that's even more rotten, according to me, to go after someone you know who has gone through so much, and you start off with, yeah, let's fuck each other, you know,
Also-
instead of like, listen, mate, I know you have like, treat them like humans, don't be an asshole. Is it so hard? Why
Listen,
is it
if
so
somebody
hard?
sent
What
me
the
a
fuck?
message saying you want to
Apparently
fuck,
not.
I have no problem with that message. You want to fuck ? And I would respond with no, or yes,
Nah.
or sure, or
Nah,
maybe
dog.
what you packin'? ? Like depending on who I'm
I need
dealing with.
exact measurements, please.
Right, yeah, so like depending on who I'm dealing with, but that and whether or not I am or am not interested, but no, at no point or when you try to then put effort into trying to cause me harm because of my answer to you, provided my answer has not been like completely psychotic for
Why
some
do I do
reason.
that?
Do
Right.
you eat the booty like grocery from the back? sir?
Grocery. I haven't heard that in so long.
How
Well,
do
I
you
mean,
feel about
here's
ring
the
toss?
Here's the thing. I'm pretty openly bisexual, but I am andro-romantic, meaning that I lean towards masculinity because I'm quite submissive.
Mhm.
But all the messages I got were from men, so if I had any examples from women, I would have gladly shown those as well, right?
Yes.
So,
Right. And
but
it
I
is less
don't.
common, of course. We know
Mr.
that aggressive women are less common. It's but it's not that they don't exist. But it's not even just
Yeah.
aggressive. With some women, it's more of a possessive thing.
Oh,
So
yeah.
when they get rejected, sometimes they can go a little cray cray. That's where you get the stalkers. That's where you get the ones
Yep.
that are like calling your wife or like whatever. You know what I mean? Like, 'cause they're nuts.
Yeah.
They exist. We're not ignoring or denying any of that. This is not a
But
bash on
Ilya's,
guy thing.
but we're talking about Ilya's experience today,
Yes.
what experiences
Yes.
she has had, and taking it from there. If a guy comes to us and approaches to us, we did that with Mr. Brass. We talked about
Yeah.
his experiences. So if a guy came to us, like, these chicks are crazy, man. Look at that, and we were like, oh shit, no,
Yeah.
you don't do that, girl.
Yeah, oh,
Don't do it
absolutely.
like that. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Um,
we're
Mr.
open for
S-
that. If any guys out there, if they have some experiences, come to us. We'll talk about it.
Mr.
Yeah,
Sirius
absolutely.
said in the chat,
I
most
read that.
penises are taller than Chesh. The more you know.
Oh god, that's funny. That's
Okay, so
humor now. I love
I-
that. I love that. This guy's
we're
so
we're an
nice.
hour in. Do you guys want to have a short show? I know some people are a little bit tired today. Do we want to have a short show? Or I have a whole nother slew of things we can go over if you guys are interested. Do you want to keep going?
I'm overtired but wired, so I'm good if we want to keep going, but it's up to other people.
That's one
I'm-
yes. What do
30
you got?
minutes, and let's see how we go.
Golden's
how
got a
about that?
yes. Nikki, how you feeling?
Yeah, we're good.
Hell yeah. Ilya, how you feeling?
All night.
let's see what else we got.
All right, so that's a unanimous. Let's keep going, boy. Are you not ready for what I have prepared? Because I always have something prepared.
Yeah, she's giddy. That's scary. When the gobbo is giddy,
I'm gonna regret my vote, aren't I?
Puck is whining at me because he knows.
I just love y'all
Like,
too much.
woman, come on. I love Puck.
Let me just zoom this
and
in.
someone the other day was like, you know, why are you like getting like, why are you trying to woo Puck? I'm like, I will woo Puck any day. I'll woo Puck
because he's a good boy.
Puck
he's
likes
a
to.
good go-go. He's a good boy. And I
Puck likes to woo.
Yeah.
All right.
As Steve said in the live chat, I DM'd Manya for a maybe, lol, winky face.
Winky
and I'm like,
face.
oh my lord, let me check my DMs.
Actual DM I received. Hello Kitty ... By the way, that's not the person's name. It's more like this. Let me. Hello Kitty.
Oh yeah.
Welcome to your first day of training as my new pet and servant. Breakfast is every morning at 8:30 a.m. EST. We will convene at that time if you are available. After breakfast, Master will begin his shift at work. Playtime will be between 12 p.m. Eastern and 1 p.m. Eastern, depending on your availability. We will arrange for all manner of play, and you may request a particular manner of play if you so wish. At 5 p.m. EST, work will be over for the day, and Master will take you to his room, and you will obey his every command. When Master gives you an order, you are to respond with the affirmative with yes, Master. At all times, you understand. What?
Sorry, or the safe word.
or the safe word. No, they didn't say what the safe word is. At all times.
Oh, of course not.
At all times, you understand a command you are
Reading
given.
this.
You will respond with yes, Master. At the end of the day, if Kitty so desires, she can spend recreational time with Master before bed. She can choose to play a video game with him, chat with him over the phone, watch YouTube videos, or go for a walk outside. Otherwise, Kitty is free to enjoy her evening hours as she wishes. If you understand all of this and you are ready to have a collar wrapped around your neck to become Master's kitty, please respond, yes, Master. I made that sound way better than it actually reads.
That actually made it sound a little enticing. I'm like, well,
Right.
you know, if this was you putting forth this, you know, proposal.
And not an
I like
actual
the
random
I do
DM
like
that this
that.
person got. Can you imagine just getting this? It's just showing up at random in your DMs.
It would be an issue even if I had an established arrangement where I said that I wanted to be this type of pet for somebody. Like,
Yep.
unless this was actually what I said I wanted, it's an odd thing to put towards somebody as like, this is what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Without any pushback.
Yeah, like, at least find out, like, again, get to know that person, and not every person is an opportunity. Please stop doing
It's
that.
okay to say that's what you want. If you want to like put out there that this is what I'm into, and I'm looking for somebody that's into that,
Then
let
let the
that
people come
ride.
to you.
Yeah, let
let
it
the
ride.
people come
Well,
to
that's
you,
the thing,
approach
though.
you.
Is he DM'd a person that clearly he doesn't know, and just this kind of doming, this verbiage, just the way that he says everything.
Yeah,
This
he's
is
not
what I
talking about any
expect.
safe words.
This is what we're gonna do. Like Vanya said, there's no safe words. And literally not one part of this has anything to do with what she might like, other than the end. And he only gives her a certain number of options.
Yeah, this is
and
like
it's all
so
in regards
creepy.
to him.
this is very unsafe.
So creepy.
This is unsafe,
Which,
and
yeah.
this is predatory. It's looking for people who are going to respond yes, Master. So if you're responding with yes, Master, you're already in and are now not having that. It doesn't leave the door open for the discussions of safe words and such to be had.
It doesn't talk about a contract. It doesn't talk about how flexible is the contract. What are the safe words, and when can you leave? And if you want to leave, what's the breaking point? Like, yeah, okay, now I can't do this anymore. I'm leaving. I'm not part of this relationship anymore.
Yeah.
There's so much more than just saying yes, Master.
That's like
Yeah.
we talked
Fucking
about so
asshole.
often. Like, there's a difference between being a dom and just being an asshole. That's
So I
controlling
gotta-
and wants to, you know, it's.
If so
Honestly.
many people have read 50 Shades of Grey and they think they know what
Mhm.
BDSM and domination is, like,
God.
fuck you, whoever wrote 50 Shades of Grey. You
No.
fucking
So-
asshole.
Whoa.
You know what? I'm not
Shades
gonna
of
blame
Grey.
them. I'm not
50
gonna blame the
Shades-
writer.
50 Shades of Grey is the most vanilla, mundane version of BDSM that there is.
And it's purely
And-
fantastical.
It's
It's not
that.
BDSM, according to me, it's not BDSM. It's just outright abuse,
Yes.
according to
Well,
me.
that's what
It's
I'm
not
saying. It is abuse, and it's written. I haven't read it. I'll preface this. I haven't read it, but I've read reviews, and I know a lot of people who have read it. Unfortunately, but no offense to you guys. But from my understanding, it's very clearly an abusive situation. The problem is that some people who read it, or a lot of people who have read it, don't pick up on that, and they're
Didn't
just looking at
recognize
the
that,
scene
yeah.
bits. And
It's
they're like, "Oh, that sounds
booze.
hot," but they're
It's
not
like
reading
because
the
he's a
actual
billionaire.
content.
Oh yeah,
It's because he's a
everything's fine.
billionaire.
He's
It's
good
like
looking
Christian-
and rich.
Yes.
Yeah,
Christian
like,
Grey.
Sorry, keep going,
Christian-
Millie, sorry.
Christian Grey is a millionaire, but he is no better than your domestic, violent trailer park trash. The only
Hey,
difference is
yes.
he's a millionaire. That's the only difference. So no,
So he can grab him by the right. They let you do it.
Hey.
You just move on.
Grab him
Yeah.
by the
Yeah.
kitty.
Exactly.
Grab him by the kitty.
By the kitty.
So,
by the kitty.
I
yeah,
got-
no.
Meow.
What I
BDSM
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
is a beautiful relationship when done correctly and
With
when
trust,
both,
yeah.
and when the power exchange is correct. I am a submissive through and through, and I will tell you that when there is a dominant who is respectful of me, we have safe words, things are good. It can be a wonderful, beautiful,
Communication.
non-abusive relationship. But
Yeah.
for me, like, that's not all I want. Like, I want actual, like, I'm looking for a unicorn, like someone who wants to be with me in a romantic involvement, but also my dom.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
So
I
I
can feel that.
I pulled some of the comments because
I understand the
this
struggle.
this
Yeah.
particular person left a couple of comments and I thought they were hilarious. So they're being facetious, by the way. Excuse me, sir or ma'am, but I couldn't help but notice ... Are you a girl, a female, a member of the finer sex? Not that it matters too much, but it's just so rare to see a girl around here. I don't mind quite the contrary. It's so refreshing to see a girl online to the point where I'm always telling all of my friends, quote, I really wish girls were better represented on the internet, and here you are. I don't mean to push you or anything, but if you wanted to DM me about anything at all, I'd love to pick your brain and learn all there is to know about you. I'm sure you're an incredibly interesting girl, though I see you as just a person, really, and I think we can have lots to teach each other. I've always wanted the chance to talk to a gorgeous lady, and I'm pretty sure you've got to be gorgeous based on the position of your text in the screenshot. So feel free to shoot me a message anytime at all. You don't have to be shy about it because you're beautiful anyways. That's just a preview of all the compliments I have in store for our chat. Looking forward to speaking to you soon, princess. Edit. I couldn't help but notice you haven't sent your message to me yet. There's no need to be nervous. Promise I don't bite. Haha. Edit 2. In case you couldn't find it, you can click the little chat button from my profile and we can get talking ASAP. Not that I don't think you could find it, but just in case. Ha ha ha. Edit 3. Look, I don't understand why you're not talking to me. Is it something I said? Edit 4. I knew you were always a bitch. I was wrong. I thought you weren't like that all the other girls out there, but maybe I was too quick to judge. Edit 5. Don't ever contact me again, whore. Edit 6. Hey, are you there?
God, there's to unpack in this. Oh,
Wow.
God.
No, this guy's
First
being
of all, sorry.
facetious.
Sorry
This
to
guy's
everybody
making
who's,
jokes.
Like my squee was a little extra high pitched there. But
Aw.
oh my
This
god.
this person is literally writing what the DMs look like for the person who did the posting. Like, they're kidding, they're joking, but it's so
That's, like,
accurate,
the worst
isn't it?
attempts at negging that I've ever seen.
Accurate as fuck.
Is that not what we saw in Ilya's DMs?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Perfect. It's absolutely
It's
perfect.
like the 6 stages of an asshole trying to get someone's kitty.
Oh, it's brilliant. And then they added this one too because I thought it was really funny.
Oh,
My face
wow.
when girl, jaw drops, eyes pop, out of head, tongue rolls out of toilet. Humma, ooga. Just in case it wasn't clear, this person was joking. It's brilliant.
Oh, this is satire. This is
Yes.
satire. This is finest. Like, oh god.
So well done. So, since I just wanted to share that because I figured after reading that sexual DM encounter that you guys would probably want something a little bit funny.
My,
Oh, I appreciate that.
my favorite one is
Took the mood so
boing.
much. Yeah.
Boing!
Boing.
Shwing!
It reminds me of the door stopper. Boing, boing.
So good. Alright. This one I found
Okay.
was a situation that a woman found herself in. Sometimes you'll protect yourself, and in response, a man will call you a bitch. While I was walking my dog Moose, adorable name for your doggo, I
Yes,
approve.
I love it.
After work last night, in the frozen darkness that is December at 6 p.m. in Minnesota, I noticed a van, headlights off, creeping along parallel to behind a hedge in the parking lot. Ah! No! Nope! As I walked faster, the van pulled ahead of me and stopped, and I could see two men inside silhouetted against a streetlight beyond. I started making a wide berth around the van, and immediately one of the men leaned out of the passenger side door and said, smiling, "Hey, I love your dog. What kind is that? He's beautiful. He a boxer? Hey, let me see." I walked faster and hoped they couldn't see my legs shaking. Last thing I heard was, "We were only being friendly, bitch," and the scream of their tires.
Nice to you. Fucking bonkers.
In that moment, I felt a pang of guilt for being mean to those men.
Man.
Seriously, if I had been friendly to those creeps and they ended up groping or grabbing me, then I would have felt guilty for putting myself in a situation I knew was dangerous. So you know what?
Yeah.
Fuck the guilt. Fuck feeling guilty for protecting yourself, and fuck feeling guilty when pieces of shit harass you. And the next time someone calls you a bitch, tell them to fuck off for me. Edit! The edits make this so bad. To be clear, there was no actual reason for me to feel guilt in that situation, but fighting off nearly 2 decades of parents, relatives, pastors, and mentors telling me to submit to men and to be modest for them and gentle to them is a hell of a battle. Bless therapy. Edit 2. This person sent me a DM entitled, "Why would anyone rape you?" with an enclosed message telling me why my body is unrapeable. Though many Redditors are wonderful, some men some men insist on making it a hellhole. Edit 3. I now have men messaging me telling me I'm being too hard on the rapey DM guy. It's
Oh,
time for a
really?
drink.
Like, is it like I'm so
Oh, jeez.
like I'm so like outraged by this thing. Like first of all, like some men are like, they will make you like, oh, you're not fuckable. Who would fuck you? Who would fuck a woman like you? You're fat ass or whatever. You're not beautiful enough for me. Whatever. But every time a woman gets raped, it's someone. Men say that they won't rape. They create that environment where they will say, where people will not trust a woman. Like, why would someone rape you? Men don't rape women like you. They create that environment that's a predatory behavior, to isolate the victim and then go after that victim. Like,
Yeah, before
Right.
or after.
so outraged by
Right.
that behavior.
Right.
Like, and then the men who are telling the woman that, oh, why are you being so harsh on someone, like, who said, why would someone rape you? Because that person reduced her to an object. That's what he did. That's why she was being so hard on that person, because some men don't get the message. Women are not objects. It does not matter how they look. Women get raped from all ages and from all types of background. You dense motherfuckers. Like, stop doing that. Oh god.
The thing is the question is
victims.
what has she done that is so hard on the why do men insist on being
She educated someone, really?
well, why do men like to want to present themselves as the tougher and the stronger of the genders, and then a woman's told me
Yeah, and then we're the emotional
Why?
ones, right?
Yeah.
Oh
We
my
have the biggest emotional
god.
baby in the presidential office right now.
Oh
Yeah.
my
The man.
god. Do not
Allegedly.
get me started on like the oh. Yeah, there's a lot to unpack in that one.
Oh god. Should we like keep it for next time maybe? I don't know.
No, I don't care.
Yeah. Oh, we
I'm gonna
could
delete
unpack
these
this
later.
one. Yeah. for
You want the next one? Yeah, yeah.
No,
You're ready.
No. Whatever rolls the ball. Sorry, just had a brain fart. Yeah, whatever works for anyone. I'm not the one to decide what works for everyone.
I'm
Yeah.
over the last one at this point. So.
Oh yeah,
That
Open
last one kind of just was like, what?
Yeah.
yeah, it's kind of jaw-dropping that this woman tells a story about somebody made her feel uncomfortable. She then got berated for being mean to the person that made them uncomfortable, and then people went into her DMs to say that she could never be raped. And then when she said, "Hey, this person said this thing," they were like, "You're being mean to that person," so they're berating her again. Like, why are you trying to force this woman to
women
feel
don't do
guilty
anything
about something?
Right? Like,
Right.
fuck you, man.
Fuck's sakes. Alright, next one. You ready?
Yeah, there we go.
Damn it.
I don't know if I'm ready, but go for it.
See, I mean, I was cackling.
This is exhausting, isn't it? This is exhausting. It emotionally drains you, man.
Imagine how I feel finding all of these.
I
Oh
know.
man, girl, you are so good at this.
Men will blame women for
Shashaya
everything.
does all the research for us. She's the one who gets these screenshots and these narratives, and I'm like, hats off to you to go
Thanks.
through each of them and actually put them in categories and not to get like, I don't know how Shesh manages that herself, like emotionally when she's going through all this shit. I'm like,
I don't have emotions, that's why.
Doesn't have emotions, so what are you worried
Oh, okay.
about? That's why
Like,
she's
subscribe,
perfect for it. She's the anti-me.
become a member and hit the bell icon.
Yeah.
Support my poor feelings and super chat so Puck can have a boop. Alright. Men will blame women for everything. I was watching a podcast recently and the topic of OnlyFans came up, but keep in mind that the podcast was all men. They started by shaming the women who do sex work and then blame these women for exploiting male loneliness. They act like the man has no responsibility in what he decides to do. It's not like he decided to take his credit card out and pay for these services himself, knowing exactly what he was getting. It's not like he had a porn addiction and wants to satisfy his needs. No, it's the women using his loneliness instead. It's her fault he pays. It's her fault that he's obsessed with sex. I wish men would start taking responsibility instead of blaming women for their problems. If you have a porn addiction, please get help instead of blaming women for it.
I don't like that. I don't.
that.
First of all, she has the point, but I do not like the wording that she uses. She keeps going back to like sex addiction and the women selling their bodies when sex work is a very viable, like, I don't know, just the whole time listening to that, she didn't once give the women accolades either. Like,
Well, I would also
she
like
doesn't
to
respect these women
It's a
any more than
profession.
these men do.
I'm
Yeah.
kind of curious as to what the podcast either was or was called, and so I'm wondering if it was like the podcast was actually about sex addiction. I don't know.
Yeah,
I would hope
that
so,
would be
because
good.
with that
That-
wording there, that's just weird.
yeah. I will try to add to that and I try to not to follow that wording, but it's like as if it's women's fault that these men, instead of going for paid, paid sex work, instead of that, they don't invest themselves emotionally in relationships for some reason. They refuse to do that, and because they can't do that or they're incapable of doing that, it's the women's fault in some way.
Yeah.
And then they have to go and find other avenues where they have to use their wallet to pay for that service. So it's still the woman's fault for some reason. It's not the woman's fault. If you really want a relationship and not pay for it, invest yourself emotionally and treat women as humans. But since you're not invested in that side, then you have to go out there and find someone who's not emotionally available but will do it for you because you're paying them for it. So yeah, it's not the women's fault.
Yeah, it's an
your
equal
own fault that you
exchange.
can't decide what you want in life. Fuck you.
Well, it's a funny thing because it's a similar conversation to some people have about drug addiction, right?
Yeah.
So there are some people who think that I get hair in my mouth for some reason. There's some people who think that if you're addicted to drugs, like a common one, at least in my state, is heroin, and they want a safe place for people. If you're going to inject yourself with heroin, go do it here, so that you're safe, and if you OD, people can help you.
Yeah.
And there are some people who are like, if they're going to do it anyways, give them that. And while they're there, they can get the treatment that they want and that they need. There are people there to help them if they're
Also clean needles.
But yeah, there's so much going on involved in that.
So
But the thing is with the
that's
sex
such a huge
stuff,
part of it.
sex addiction is a thing. It's a very real thing, and I think there's a thin line between giving people an out for that and giving them a release for that, but without abusing them and taking advantage of that sickness. Because
Yes.
and I don't know where that line really is, honestly, with sex stuff, because it can be really,
But this is also
and
sure. But there's another bit here, right, where it's saying women who offer this as this is talking about specifically OnlyFans. This is something that is an open-ended offer for people to pay for. They're not seeking these men out. There's a huge difference there.
Right.
Yeah.
Sure.
Exactly.
A stripper isn't going out to
isn't-
find lonely men at like a singles lonely men bar.
Sure, but devil's advocate, the casinos aren't actively seeking out the gamblers. The gamblers are going to the casinos because they know they're there. They're looking for that.
But isn't
they're
that
buying
what
this
every
back.
And how many
Other-
people will blame a casino for someone's gambling problem?
Yeah, exactly. It's both. It's like, okay,
If
no one's
if
forcing you to
casinos
do
were
it,
women,
but maybe, hey, some
there's a thing
casinos.
there.
Sorry.
There's a thing there, isn't? Yeah, sorry. Yeah, go ahead, sweet. Sorry.
No, real
There's
quick.
a lag, and I keep
Some
talking over.
before, yeah, you always that. Some casinos do have gambling addiction pamphlets in the front for people to get help.
Yeah.
So that's a difference. I don't see that in any sex work where they're like, hey, if you might have a problem, you might want to go here. And instead of doing this thing that might be detrimental, because there's no way to know. Of course, plenty of people go to the casino that aren't gambling addicts, right?
Right.
Like, they're fine. They go and they have fun and they leave. But a lot of people do go and abuse it, just like with sex stuff. Like people go to, oh God, there's a guy friend of mine, obsessed with Belle Livy, absolutely obsessed.
Yeah.
Like he thinks she is just the cutest, best thing. And I see it, I get it. She's adorable.
That
However,
woman is
there's
brilliant.
a
I don't
point-
get the obsession with her.
Yeah, like it's.
Well,
it's
obsession
just
is its own
fetish.
problem, right?
Everyone
it doesn't.
has their own fetishes. Let's just say.
Well, the thing is that that's when
He
you go
doesn't buy
into
stuff.
right.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
Yeah. No, so he doesn't buy anything other than her OnlyFans. Like he has her OnlyFans, which, again, I don't knock her hustle for that because at the same time,
Oh no,
she's-
yeah. She
when the whole
knows how to sell
bathwater
herself.
thing, and now
That
she's
was
selling
brilliant.
used condoms.
Oh, yo, that shit was so
to
smart.
people
So
for
smart.
porn,
Kind
and
of
it's like,
unsafe.
okay, that's gross and unsafe, but so is her bathwater. And the fact that people didn't learn this lesson, and the thing is she has to know what she's doing is unsafe for the people who are receiving that stuff. And just because they consent to it, I'm not sure that makes it morally okay.
I respect
There's
her
a whole
hustle.
bunch of stuff with Belle Delphine, but at the end of the day, she is a businesswoman and she knows how to sell herself and she knows how to make money. And that is her bottom line. She is trying to make money. She has fetishized looking like a very, very young teen. She has put braces on to make herself look younger.
Yeah,
she uses
that's
makeup.
creepy.
She uses all this stuff to make herself look like she is a 12-year-old girl. And she knows
She
what
tries to
she's
look like an
doing.
anime
She
character.
knows the more she does it, she can make more money.
Yeah.
So if you want to talk about somebody taking advantage of it, Belle Delphine is actually a perfect example. But at the same time, She knows her hustle and she knows her audience and she's
I don't
making
think
so much
that.
money from this.
But hold on,
Right.
before we go there,
So much money.
before we go there, I'm gonna go ahead and say that's taking advantage of something completely different. That isn't taking advantage of
Yeah.
male loneliness. That's the thing.
That too, yeah.
You could take advantage of somebody or take advantage of whatever blind spot they have. So like if I'm a Twitch thought and I've got my tits up and out and I'm like playing video games with myself bigger, that's taking advantage of dudes like to look at tits. That's not I'm taking advantage of male loneliness. These are not this is still your responsibility. She is not you're not consenting to, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, if someone comes up to you, Chesh, and they say, "It would really turn you on if you chop my arm off,"
Ooh.
are you gonna chop their arm off and think that you're ethically okay to do that? Maybe. I mean, maybe. I'm just saying, me personally,
It depends
it
on
bothers
bodily
me.
autonomy, I guess.
Yeah,
They have their
like,
own
where's the line of that
autonomy,
bodily autonomy?
they're ready
Some
to
guys like,
relinquish it. So if
Yeah.
I may add to that, I think so the reason why we don't talk about sex addiction is if we like and in case of OnlyFans also, it's because we shame people like just any other addiction. We shame people who have that kind of addiction. So
Yeah.
it was for a long time that when people had gambling addiction, they would be shamed for it as if they are weak or something like that. Same with any other addiction, with opioid, any other, and so that's why we don't talk about that. So maybe it's time that we started talking about this too, and set up, guards and tools around that too.
Yeah.
And OnlyFans can promote that, initiate that if they want to. But if we keep on blaming the other sex for whatever they're going through or whatever their profession is, it's not going to work. We're just
And-
going off the mark, according to me.
Hey,
Yeah,
guys.
me
I
and
wanna- go
Nikki will
ahead.
have to have a conversation at some point about whether Belle Delphine is trying to look like a child or if she's trying to look like an anime character.
I was address that, but Ilya had something to say.
Oh,
so
sorry,
I'll
go
let
ahead.
Ilya
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I was
Yeah.
just gonna say that my throat is getting a little sore, so I think
Oh,
I'm gonna
okay.
hop off.
Okay, we'll
And
read this
just
last one and then
rest it.
we'll be done for Ilya. How's that sound?
Okay.
Ilya, you okay for one last one?
Yeah, cool.
All right,
Yeah.
cool. This one's really short. Are you ready?
Yes.
There we go.
There we go. All right. The only person who can decide whether a female will get a tattoo or a piercing is her husband. Period. Only he has the right to change her according to his wishes. Her father has to
What?
make sure that also her skin remains virgin until she gets married.
Who the fuck is that?
Fuck's sake.
Says who?
Her skin remains virgin, so she can't wear
Christians do.
clothes. So she can't wear
Christians say
clothes.
that.
That's not what you're saying. She
And
can't
never
wear
use
watch.
No lotion.
No
Well,
lotion, no soap. Oh god.
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I have 5 tattoos, and no one gave me permission to do it but me. So
I'm not
Sorry.
married.
Yeah, like stop treating women like property for fuck's sake. How
I
hard is that?
have
For
I have my
fuck's sake.
ears pierced and I have 3
Sorry.
piercings up here.
I still have my
You
ears
know-
pierced, and
I've got 5 tattoos and
Gore.
3 ears
Nice.
piercings and cartilage piercing and everything else. So it's like I feel like I've been
Everything
gypped the
else.
opportunity of having a husband to tell me I could do so.
I have a qualm with that post only because I'm hurt and offended that the person blacked out that person's name and picture
Yeah.
because it was a Twitter post.
Ah.
And I was just like,
And
oh,
then, like-
dude.
As if like people
Blacking
can't
out
type in the
public
words and actually find that tweet. Like,
I mean, you could search that exact phrase on Twitter and just search
I've
everyone
done
and
that
see if you can
multiple
find it.
times. I have. I'm an expert on that.
You can also
Yeah.
check the date on it and see when it's from. So,
Like from my memory, I will remember someone said something like that in a tweet like a year
Yeah.
ago, and I will go and type their
okay,
name.
Manya, you're on this now. You need to use the that time of the month Twitter. If you're not following it, go find that, and you need to find that. See if you can. You don't need to. See if you can find it and then post it.
Are you challenging me, girl?
Oh yeah, no, do it. I'm
You
gonna be
have to
so
do it. We're
happy.
just peer pressuring you into it.
Oh, absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. But I thought that'd be a good thing to leave off on, since we're gonna wrap up now. Do we have any last thoughts? We'll start with Manya. We'll go Sweet, then Ilya, then Nikki, and then we'll get out of your hair. Go,
All right,
Manya.
here
What do
we
you
go.
got?
Here we go. Guys out there, if you are having issues and you're going to a therapist and you're fantasizing about someone, no one is punishing you for their thought crime, but please don't inflict other people, especially the people you're fantasizing about, with those fantasies. Don't do that, alright? And number 2, please stop treating women like objects. Look at them as they're humans, and then maybe you'll get a bigger picture. It needs practice. I know you will make some mistakes, but if you convey that and you say, listen, I'm trying to learn, women will understand that. Instead of just going, I wanna fuck, give me boobies, like, no, that's not a relationship. And if you don't want a relationship, my first advice will be to you, go and pay for it and get that, get whatever pleasure you're seeking. And then, still, a conversation needs to happen with anyone, even if you're looking for that kind of relationship. You need to get to know whether that person is into that stuff or not. You just can't just jump onto them and go, let's go, fuck. No, that's not how it works. No, please. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Like, yeah, stop being assholes, please. And women too. Women also tend to do that sometimes. Yeah, please. I'm begging you.
Karen for 500.
Sweet, you're up. What you got for us?
Yeah, ditto. Everybody, golden rule: treat people the way you want to be treated. It's really not that hard. It doesn't matter what your sex is. Doesn't matter your gender. Don't be an asshole. Don't be a creep. And if somebody says they're not in a relationship anymore, it doesn't mean they want to jump into another one. It doesn't mean that they want to get laid. Let them express that to you or feel it out better. Don't jump to conclusions or assumptions. And for the love of God, please stop taking rejection so personally.
Yeah.
Sometimes people just aren't in the right space to be at that point yet.
Right.
And if you didn't turn into such an asshole so fast, you may have actually had a shot in the future. But you ruined it. So don't do that if you actually want to have a relationship with somebody.
People remember kindness too sometimes. People remember kindness. They remember the negativeness. They do remember that, and they keep it with them as a logbook record. But people note the kindness also, and they do reciprocate. So maybe try that for a change.
Yep.
Ilya, what you got for us?
Well, all I have to say is if you're interested in me, absolutely do not send any messages like what I have received so far, because you will be on the next that time of the month.
We'll absolutely do this again.
No DMs are safe.
I find most of this behavior pretty atrocious. I think that there is always a way to approach someone in a respectable manner, and that if you cannot approach people respectfully, then you shouldn't be approaching people at all. My hope is that this helps shed some light on what it looks like to be a single woman in 2020, as if 2020 isn't bad enough. But at the end of the day, I love, people, and I love love. So at the end of the day, I'm not giving up hope. I'm just saying that this is not the way to approach it. So,
Amen.
Nikki, what do you got?
Treat women like people, please.
yeah.
And I do like to. I was going to at the beginning, but I would like to point out that sometimes in society you kind of see that men will respect women, men will respect the man a woman is with before they'll respect her. And that's why some women will say that they're in a relationship when they're not, is because a man will respect a man he's never met, but he won't respect you, so.
That's why some women will wear wedding rings to the bar.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah.
Exactly, yep. I mean, you'll have to say, oh, I'm in a relationship, or you get all these really weird, creepy messages, but as soon as you say you're in a relationship, or especially getting out of one, you really see how people actually saw you and what they wanted to say to you to begin with. And I don't know, it's there's really no winning with these kinds of messages, and sometimes it can get really uncomfortable. And I don't know, it's hard to be rejected, but you got to take a step back and take a breath. But other than that, just don't be weird. Just act like a person and treat women like people, and you'll get way more out of relationships that way.
Yeah, and don't pretend to be their friend just to get in their pants. Don't do that.
I mean, that's fine. Honestly, as long as you're not disrespectful about it and you're upfront.
Well, don't lie.
That should be fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't lie.
Don't lie. It's the pretending.
That's the biggest thing, is if you just want a one-night stand with somebody, if you just want to mess around, tell them. When I was single, I had to tell people that constantly, like, don't lie to me. I'm down for anything. I don't really care, just as long as we're safe. You know, don't lie. It's fine. I don't care. You're not going to get more out of somebody if you lie to them than if you are just upfront and honest. I don't get why people do that. So
yeah. I would give advice to people who are looking to do a lot of what people have done to Ilya in her DMs. If you have to lie about how you present yourself to somebody to get into a relationship with them, you are not starting off on the right foot. So if you were like, oh, well, I'm a nice guy, or I'm gonna be nice to this person so I can blah. If you're not, like, just be a nice person, maybe, and you'll probably do a little bit better for yourself, just in general, in your regular day-to-day life. Hopefully we were able to help some people out, and please, this does not mean that women are not approachable. It simply just means that nobody likes assholes. Men don't like crazy women being crazy in their DMs. Women don't like men being crazy and weird in their DMs. Just be reasonable, people. It's not, nobody's asking for, like, the moon here. It's like the bare bones minimum.
The bar is so low.
The bar is
so low.
The bar is so low that like, being clean is a selling point. Okay. I took a bath yesterday.
It can be a selling point if you have other attributes to back
No,
up.
it's not. That's
If
the
you
bare
don't have
bones.
those
You
other
guys,
attributes, it's nothing.
you cannot tell me that you guys have forgotten about the dude who was refusing to shower in his apartment during COVID.
I will never forget about that. I still talk about it with people in my real life.
Washing yourself is the bare bones minimum that should be expected.
That's humane behavior. That's
That
what
is
makes
not a
you
selling
human,
point.
you asshole.
That is not convincing. Oh, let's get the hell out of
I'm not
here.
getting into that right now again.
And 50 Shades of Grey is not BDSM.
Why are men?
No, it's a story about abuse. Deal with
And
it.
I think we do end on definitely not all men, but fuck these guys.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys next time.
Thank
Bye.
Bye,
you.
everyone.
Bye.
Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da.